Our first speaker today is Monique Fountain. She's the director of the Tidal Wetland Program, previously mentioned by Kate, at the Elkhorn Slough, pronounced S-L-E-W, Slough, National Estuarine Research Reserve near Moss Landing. She has been working on a large, innovative tidal marsh restoration project, that's a mouthful, for a few years and is starting to attract a fair amount of attention. Depending on who wants to come see it, she will sometimes do the tour herself and involve her bosses and colleagues to make it more engaging. Today, she will use a recent experience as a backdrop to tell us about this TM project, understanding her communication style with a speech entitled "Stay Calm. It will all be okay." Please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Monique Fountain.
Thank you, Rich. I appreciate that. According to Toastmasters, I took the survey for this project, the Understanding Communication Style, and it says I have a direct communication style. I don't think that's a surprise to any of you. So direct. This style is decisive, competitive, independent, and confident. Because the person with a direct communication style is focused, results-oriented, ambitious, goal-oriented, and driven, others may perceive her as strong-willed or demanding. She can be seen as impatient when bored. Oh, the truth. She likes to feel in control and may become frustrated if dependent on others. Very enlightening. She measures progress by achievements and successes and is motivated by challenges. So the other communication methods are initiating, which is sociable, spontaneous, and fun-loving, supportive, steady, sincere, and gentle, analytical, systematic, and task-oriented. So those are our different styles of communication we have to choose from according to Toastmasters. I'm sure we all have a little bit of these styles in us. So I like to bring real experiences that I have and how Toastmasters is helping me get through those. So in my real life experiences, how does Toastmasters help me? And so, Kate, thank you so much for that introduction. It was better than the one I wrote myself. Because that's exactly what I'm going to talk about today. Sometimes we do these tours at the Slough and we have a certain amount of time and we sort of just show up organically and make our way through based on the interest of the people that are there and give them information. But this tour this last week was different in that, well, it was different in that I got the agenda for their tour a couple of days before, and it showed some timing issues, which made me think that our 45-minute slot might be reduced to 30 minutes or even 15. And that sent me into a little bit of a panic. But because of my Toastmaster skills, as Toastmaster of the day, I knew how to put this together and organize it. And we also, because we had Kate coming and Senator John Laird, we really needed to, step up our game here. So I got our folks together. So it was my colleague and two of my bosses put together some talking points and got everybody together on email. And because of my direct communication skills, I actually gave them the talking points and and the time slots that they would have and the order. So we're all good there. I'm waiting for this line of 20 cars to show up. I'm at the project site, ready for the tour. Beautiful day, absolutely gorgeous. Everything's prepared, all good to go. One boss drives up to me and says, what am I talking about? Partnerships. Partnerships. We're talking about partnerships. We keep it simple messages. Because if you have a little bit of time, you can use more time to talk about the message or less time to talk about the message. My message was we built the high marsh to adapt to climate change. I can say that in I could say it in 2 hours, but I could say it also in less time. At the same time, my other boss calls me. He's got a line of 20 cars behind him. He's pulling in and he asks me, so when am I speaking and what exactly did you want me to talk about? Well, the support that we get from the Coastal Conservancy, fantastic. Turns out he wanted to change the timing, the order, and the content of the entire tour as he's driving in. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh. So table topics, right? Impromptu. How do we deal with this? What do we do when we get blindsided by table topics? Well, the first thing is, could you repeat the question, please? Think this through. My other strategy was to spend about a minute convincing him this was absolutely the wrong thing to do, while in my mind I'm figuring out, how do we do this? So in the end, of course, you know, this is my boss. He's giving me this role because he trusts my judgment. And of course, one of my judgments is that I'm going to trust his judgment when the time comes. Okay, fine. We'll work it out. I'm quickly texting everybody, change your plans. Here's what's going on. We move right on. And one of the other things I've learned from Toastmasters is no excuses, no hiccups. You just smoothly go right on through it, because you want the experience. The experience is for your audience, right? It's not for you. It's not for what you have to come across with. You want a calm and fun experience for your audience. So we pull it together. I drive down with this line of cars behind me, and this was the funniest thing that I never could have thought about. We drive in, I park a little bit away from the edge, but everybody, all 20 cars behind me, come in next to me and park right up against the edge. We all get out of our cars, we're standing in the back, of our cars, and the beautiful marsh is on the other side of the cars. All right, let's get everybody, we'll hang them off the edge of the cliff and we'll talk about it. You just keep rolling with it. Again, all these experiences of learning how to communicate with people, using that direct communication, kind of building those other skills, but also how to just kind of go with the flow, stay calm, it's all going to work out. And it was really fun to hear you say that you thought it was a great tour and didn't know that any of this was going on in the background, that we were kind of scrambling because we wanted to make a good impression and make it all go a little bit more smoothly. So my example to you, again, I think we sit in this room and we don't realize the improvements that we're making because they happen so incrementally that we don't think about it. But you know, I think back to 2012 when I first started in here and I was afraid to stand up and say my name. And then here I am, you know, saying my name. And so I just always like to bring back to everybody how much we're learning, how much we're growing through the process and through this club. So thank you all. And